Alright, so in this video I'm going to be carrying on in my series of habits that I use to build my business. The reason I am sharing this with you is because I am successful. I live in a third world country and I've managed to make a living for myself online running a home-based business. And so I wanted to make this series of habits that I use in my everyday life, and I want to share that with you today. And today I'm going to be talking about commitment. Alright, now commitment is something that may seem quite obvious, but it's easier said than done. So when you decide you want to be committed to something, you can decide all you want, but unless you actually do something about it, you're not going to be very committed. And so I want to give you some practical ways that you can actually do this. And there really are two ways, all right? And depending on your personality, depending on who you are as a person, I want to make some suggestions. And so the first one is this, all right? The first one is to get yourself an accountability partner, all right? Somebody you can hold yourself accountable to. And the only way you can really do that is by having somebody else that you can work with that's in the same business as you. Now, maybe you're just getting started and you don't have that. That's fine, and in which case I would tell you to go ahead and to find a community by which you can actually interact with. But that's not the subject of this particular video. I'm talking about commitment. All right, so if you have a person that can actually help you and say, are you being committed? Are you actually doing these particular tasks? Are you what are you doing in your business daily? Then I would, if you can find somebody like that, that's great. Very often, if you have a partner, for instance, that you can work with, that could work as well. Perhaps you have a really good friend online. I have a huge amount of people that I work with and are my business partners and then help me with that. But that's the first way, is to find actually an accountability partner. But let's say you're getting into this thing and there's nobody that you can really speak to. Even if you are in a community and you still don't feel like you want to work with somebody. And I completely get that. I'm like that. I do not like to be held accountable to. It's just, I don't like that. I don't like to be told what to do, and I don't like to be micromanaged at all. And that's fine, all right? And so to get yourself to the stage where you're actually comfortable with accountability, you need to start being committed yourself. And I feel that when a person isn't committed or isn't really invested in what they're doing, they don't really have a reason to be committed to something. And so I'm going to give you something that you can actually do that will help you be committed. And so this is how you do it. All right, so let's say you're running a business online and you're into a particular subject and some niche in your market, and you're doing, let's use dog training as the one that everybody uses, even though I hate that illustration. But let's just say you're into dog training and now you want to stay committed to your business or something that will help you at least. You're passionate about what you want to do, but you really want to make sure that you're doing it every single week, that you're not waning away and doing something else or being distracted. So here's what I'm going to suggest you do, and this is a habit that I've used in my business for about 3 years now, and I've done this every single week. All right, and I want to say that the reason you want to do this, the reason you want to have this, is so that it gives you a stepping stone to doing other things. Because once you're committed to this particular thing, you can actually move on to other things. And this is what it is. Whatever you're doing, whatever niche you're doing, make sure that you have what is called a hangout online, or a way that you can interact with people through video. And I use YouTube as a way to do it, YouTube Live. I run one every single Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I make sure that I do this every single week, all right? I'm actually involved with a few. I'm involved with one on Monday, I'm involved with one on Wednesday, and I'm involved with another big one, different kind of one on Saturday. But when I first got started, the one thing that I was told to do from my mentor is to start my own hangout. And it really is about you speaking on a live broadcast on YouTube through YouTube Live, where you can teach and educate and train people in your particular niche and provide massive value. Now, why do I say do this every single week? Well, for a few reasons, but the main one is it's going to help you to get in some sort of routine. You need a routine, all right? I'm the most disorganized person on the planet, all right? I couldn't organize anything if I tried, but I'm far more organized than I was 3 years ago. And the fact that I'm committed to doing a hangout every single week means that I have some sort of structure in my business. And it makes me want to now do it. And it's a habit now. So I have to do it every single Monday. It's actually hard for me not to do it. But this way I'm always focused on my business and I'm doing something I really enjoy. The second reason you want to do it is it holds you accountable. Now you might ask, how does that actually work? Well, here's the thing. If you announce to people that you are doing a hangout, you now know that there are people that understand that you run a hangout at a particular time every single week. And that keeps you accountable, because now what you've done is you've created an environment in which you need to fulfill it. All right? Whether you're a person who likes to take orders or not, it's going to help you to fall in line somehow, because when you run a business, you need to have some form of structure. I don't care who you are. I am the most unorganized person on the planet, as I've said before, but I have a routine that I'm committed to every single day actually now. But when I first got started, the one thing I made sure that I did is that I ran a hangout every single week. And I run it for an hour, 60 minutes max. Now you don't have to have it at 60 minutes, you can do one for 30. The point is you need to make sure that you are doing this every single week. Because once you fall into that habit, you'll find that now you'll want to do other things as well. Because if you, for instance, if you want to run, you've got to learn how to crawl. If you want to, you crawl first, you walk, and then you start to run. So you do things in tiny steps. So you start a hangout once a week, and you just keep doing it, and you never stop. And then once you get into a routine, you can start something else. And then once you get into a routine, you can start something else. And pretty soon, you're committed to your business. And the one thing about commitment is that it outlasts everyone else. And I've always said this for people who are in my team, and I say this every single time. If you are committed to your business and you keep on doing it time and time again, you're going to stand out above the rest. And that means that you are going to finish last and everybody else is going to wane away. And so the one thing that I have done in my business is to make sure that I do a hangout every single week and I don't stop. And another thing a hangout does for you is that it kind of forces you to learn. It forces you to educate yourself. It forces you to, and in a good way, it forces you to become more aware of what's happening around you. So you can educate, so you don't just blather on. And sometimes, and I remember in the past, I didn't have anything to do, and I was actually quite scared of getting on a live hangout. But I learned my lesson that I would always be prepared again. And that's what hangouts do for you. They really hold you accountable. And so that is such an important habit you want to have, is to be committed to your business. And so you can either, one, find somebody who you can be accountable to, and that's great. And if you have that personality when you get started, that's fine. That's a very good thing. But if you can't do that, or you're not able to, I'm telling you right now, starting your own hangout every single week is going to seriously help you to be more committed to your business. All right, and hopefully this advice will help you when you are getting your business going. So I hope this has helped. Give me a like, subscribe to my channel if you're watching this on YouTube, and let me know your thoughts. You have a great day, and I will see you on the next video. Cheers.